Hey guys, how are you doing? Seth Dunn here, online body transformation coach. And I have a question for you. Um, what is the number one way to lose body fat? That's what I want. That's why I want to ask you guys, because a lot of people are confused. What's the number one way to lose body fat? Is it doing tons of cardio? Do you just start to go running every day, start running 5 miles a day, 5 days a week? Is that the best way to burn body fat? What about just dropping your calories? Just clean up your diet and start eating less food. Is that the best way to burn body fat? What about just going keto? Just take out carbs. Once you take out carbs, this miracle happens and you just start burning body fat. Is that the best way to burn body fat? What's the simplest method? A small sentence or a couple of words where you could tell someone the best way to burn body fat. A lot of people don't understand this. Well, I'll tell you, it's none of those things. All those things might help if you do them in the right way and you do them moderately, okay? But I'll tell you why. The number one way to burn body fat is to build muscle. Yes, building muscle. If your main goal is to build muscle and you're building muscle, you're going to burn the most body fat and you're going to keep the body fat off. Because muscle is what makes your metabolism faster or slower. If you gain 2 to 5 pounds of muscle, your body's going to be burning that many more calories. A lot of muscle is, takes up a lot of calories. Takes up a lot of calories to keep that muscle on. And the more muscle you have, the more calories your body requires. When you lose muscle, your metabolism slows down. And this is why it's always seems to be easier for men to lose body fat, than women or athletes. And that's why bodybuilders and people that have a lot of muscle are able to just eat and eat and eat and never get fat, because they have so much muscle mass on them. And so for men and women, the best way to burn body fat and to keep it off is to build muscle, because muscle makes up your metabolism. And this is another reason why, as we age, our metabolism seems to slow down. One of the number one reasons why your metabolism seems to slow down when you're 30, 40, 50 is it's not just your age. I mean, there are other factors, hormone related and stuff like that. But the number one cause is we start exercising less, playing more, going out more, being at, whatever it is through the job. And over time, we lose our muscle mass that we had when we were younger. And so our metabolism slows down. And we think it's just age. Oh, well, I have a slow metabolism, I'm getting older, there's nothing I can do. And that's wrong, because I'm 48 years old. Okay, I've been working out for bodybuilding for 34 years. I have the same muscle mass I had when I was 20. And I need to eat the same amount of calories now as I did back when I was 20. My metabolism hasn't slowed down at all. And I can burn fat at a rapid rate when I want to, because I have all my muscle. So the key to longevity and keeping body fat off and burning it off is to keep the muscle you have throughout your life as much as you can, or to build more muscle. And building muscle, okay, here's another thing that people don't understand. When you start doing cardio, okay, you just start running or doing high intensity cardio, CrossFit, where you're going nonstop, heart rate's about to jump out of your chest. All those things actually you don't burn body fat while you're doing that. Your body it takes oxygen to burn body fat. It takes oxygen, and your body has to go to the cell and break down the fat into fatty acids and to convert those over to use the energy from that fat. You don't have time for that. When you're running, when you're playing sports, your body needs immediate energy, and you're burning carbohydrates. You need sugar that's stored in the muscle. And then when your body runs through that and you're doing such high intensity, you're doing gobs of running, gobs of cardio, okay, that also stimulates cortisol and your adrenal glands, and those things burn muscle. So doing tons of cardio and running all day is not the answer, because in the end, you're going to lose muscle, which slows your metabolism down. And I don't want to get too far, too much into this. I'm doing a webinar coming up, and that will explain everything in detail on what the best way to burn body fat and build muscle and speed your metabolism up. If you're interested in that webinar, just message or type in the comments webinar, and I'll send you some information on when the webinar is coming up. And I'll go into full detail. This is just going to be like a short, quick video on one of the best ways to burn body fat. Keep this in mind. Most people, you don't want to lose. It's not weight loss. You want fat loss. And that's what people don't understand. So say you're 200 pounds, okay? Or, 200 pounds, and you're supposed to weigh 150, and you start running every day, and you go from 200 pounds to 170 pounds. You lose 30 pounds of weight on the scale, and all you've done is run, and you've cut your calories. Well, guess what? You didn't lose 30 pounds of fat. Okay, the body does not work like that. You're going to lose a lot of muscle during that time period. So let's say you lost 20 pounds of body fat, okay, and 10 pounds of muscle in that 30 pounds. Well, now you're slowed your metabolism down. So once you stop all that running and doing all that stuff, you're running and eating low calories. Once you go back to normal again and cut back on your running a little bit and you start eating normal again, now your metabolism is even slower because you lost 10 pounds. And this is why people will drop weight at first. And the fatter you are, the heavier you are, of course, the more weight you lose. And once you get to a smaller body weight and you only have 20 pounds to lose, it's even harder. I mean, you'll lose weight and then it stops and people hit a plateau. They don't lose weight anymore. And then they say, oh, they get discouraged. They're running, they're not doing weight. Then they go back to eating their normal calorie allotment like they did before they lost any of the weight. And their metabolism is slower because they lost 10 pounds. And so they gain the weight back rapidly and body fat. And then they get even fatter because of that. Because of the muscle loss, they get even fatter. And then what do? They panic again. They start doing the running and the cardio and the cutting the calories again. They lose even more muscle. And they're not eating anything, and then the weight loss stops, and then it's this vicious cycle, okay? But if you start out by building muscle, doing as your first priority, working out 4 to 5 days a week, lifting weights, heavy weights, and this is good for men and women, working out the body, chest, shoulders, triceps, biceps. Your main goal during the workout is to not lose fat. I don't care, even when I'm trying to lose fat for like a bodybuilding contest, I don't care if I lose any fat at all during the workout. Losing fat during the workout and training in the fat burning zone when you're doing cardio means nothing because you don't burn hardly any fat anyway. Your main goal when you're working out is to turn on the light switch, which signals to your body to burn fat. And how do you turn on that light switch to burn fat? Well, it's not cortisol and adrenaline and stuff like that. I mean, that helps, but that helps, burns off muscle tissue also. When you're lifting weights and you're resting between sets and then you lift weights and then rest a minute and then do weights again and break down that muscle tissue, your body adapts by producing growth hormone and testosterone, okay? And these help build muscle and burn fat. They're not stressor hormones that burn away all the muscle like the cortisol and adrenaline. Their testosterone and growth hormone help burn body fat, okay? And when you use that pathway, when you start putting on muscle, let's say you work out and you put on 4 to 5 pounds of muscle. Say you're eating 2,000 calories a day to weigh 200 pounds. And you put on, let's say you put on 10 pounds of muscle. Well, now you need, let's say 2,800 calories a day just to maintain your body weight. So if you eat under 2,800 calories, you start losing weight. And that's a great position to be in. But when you're doing cardio also, say you do an hour of cardio and burn 800 calories and you're burning a lot of sugar and carbohydrates and very little fat, but you're burning calories and you will lose some weight during that time, maybe lose some muscle. And that's all the benefits you get is from when you were working out and like 8 hours later, okay? But when you put on muscle, it's like compound interest. If you put on 5 pounds of muscle, you're going to burn more body fat while you're working your desk job, while you're sitting there, while you're watching a movie, while you're sleeping at night. You're going to be burning more body fat just because of the muscle that you have on your body, okay? And this is why it's hard for people, women, especially women who don't have much muscle and are, smaller. They could eat 1,000 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day, and they don't lose any weight. But if that same person started hitting the gym and doing weights, chest, shoulders, triceps, legs, squats, and building their body up and building their muscle, they're going to go from needing 1,200 calories a day to 1,500 calories a day to 1,600 calories a day for the new muscle. And that muscle, use the muscle to burn the body fat. So, like I said, I'm getting a little bit too far in depth, and I have a webinar coming up. Message me webinar down below, and I'll shoot you over that information if you're interested in that. What I want to talk about today is the next thing is, now that we know the best way to burn body fat is to always try to build muscle, be building muscle to burn body fat, is how do you build muscle? What signals do you give building muscle? Going out and running and doing cardio does not build muscle. That tells your body that you want to build up your endurance. You want to go long. You have a lot, and you got to be resourceful with your calories. What tells your body to put on muscle is your body adapts. Is you lift something heavy. That signals to your body to produce testosterone, growth hormone, which burn fat and build muscle. So you've got to lift weights. You got to lift weights. Men and women the women too. You need to go in and train like a bodybuilder. You're not going to get big muscles and turn gigantic into a man because you don't have as many of those hormones as the men do. But to build muscle, you want to get in the gym and you want to work out with weights that's your base. Then you have to eat. You have to eat, more food than you're probably eating, without working out. And you need to eat food for those muscles. Now, that's the next thing I want to talk about is what's more important, or what's the difference between eating calories and tracking your calories to lose fat and just dropping your calories. Say you're eating 2,500 calories a day and you want to lose some fat, and you drop your calories down to 2,000. You start burning body fat, and then you lose weight, and then you're not losing weight anymore. And then you drop down to 1,800 calories. Okay, what's the difference between losing fat with just calorie counting versus macro counting? Macros is short for macronutrients. And all food is, made up of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Now, what's more important to lose fat and to build muscle and to get in shape? What's more important, calories alone or the macronutrient number that you hit per day? And I'll tell you the difference. Think of calories as weight loss, like on the scale. If you weigh 200 pounds and you're eating 2,500 calories a day and you drop down to 2,000 calories, you will drop weight. And then it's going to stop. Your body's going to adapt. You say you get down to 180. Now you got to drop down to 1,800 calories, and then you're going to lose a little bit of weight, and then it's going to stop. And then you drop down to 1,500 calories. And all this is causing muscle loss, by the way. Your body's going to adapt, and you can't just go down to eating nothing. Your body adapts. Your metabolism will slow down. Your thyroid will slow down. But also, what happens if you go the other way and you need 2,000 calories a day and you start eating 3,000 calories a day, 3,500 calories a day? You're going to gain weight. So think of calories as losing weight and gaining weight. You decrease your calories, you lose weight. You increase your calories, you gain weight. Okay, but macros is more important. Getting a certain amount of protein, carbs, and fats a day, that determines your body composition. And that's what the most important. Your goal should not be, if you have a lot of fat, your goal should not just be, predominantly weight loss, which that will come. That's a side effect of it. You do need to lose weight as far as fat, but you want to lose body fat. And so your body composition is your body fat percentage. How much fat do you have versus your how much muscle you have. So what's more important is if you're overweight and you're fat, we want to find, okay, you're 30% body fat and you're a man, you want to go down to 10 to 12% body fat. And if you're a woman and you're, say, 40% body fat, you want to go down to 15 to 18% body fat. So your body fat percentage, your body composition should be more important to you than just the scale, okay? And so calories, if you're just going by calories and just dropping your calories and eating whatever you want to eat, low protein, low carbs, you're going to lose weight. But there's people, let's say you're a 200-pound woman and you're supposed to weigh 140 and you go from 200 pounds down to a 150. You lost 50 pounds, but say you lose 25 pounds of muscle and 25 pounds of fat. your body composition is the same. You're smaller, but you're skinny fat. Your arms are going to be swaying back here. You're going to be like dough. And you don't want that. You want to keep your muscle. So that's where the macros come in. So you want to do macros. You want to eat a certain amount of protein. Let's say it's a 200-pound man, and he wants to eat. Don't listen to these numbers, but just 200 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of fat is what he's going to eat a day. That's to preserve his muscle. You need a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of carbs, and a certain amount of fat to build that muscle that I was talking about and to keep that muscle while you're working out with weights. And however many protein, carbs, and fats, if you add those up, it does come out to calories. But it's not just calories. Calories control your weight on the scale. The macros control your body composition. You are what you eat, okay? You are what you eat. So those nutrients become part of your body. So when you're lifting weights to build the muscle, you need a certain amount of protein and carbohydrates and fats to build the muscle, okay? And so I also have a freebie for you. If you're confused about what your macros should be, like how many grams of protein, carbs, and fats and calories should you eat a day, I have a freebie I can send you over. Just message macro help down below, or message me on my YouTube channel or Facebook or one of my websites, macro help, and I'll send you a free macro tracker where this is a simple method where you don't need a MyFitnessPal, you don't need a food scale or any kind of calculator. You don't have to weigh your food. This is a simple macro tracker that anybody can use, and it's customized to you. And you can learn it in one day. You can go out to a restaurant and use it. No food scale, no putting numbers in MyFitnessPal. An easy, simple, proven method to track your macros. Okay, just put your information down below, macro help, and I'll send you that link over to get that free macro tracker. If you want to schedule an appointment with me, I work with people virtual, like one-on-one. If you want a consultation with me and I can show you exactly what I do, I can take you by the hand and walk you through 12 weeks, 16 weeks. We'll take before and after pictures. If you want to schedule an appointment with me, go to my website. You can find it here on my YouTube channel, and just schedule a call with me, and free consultation. We'll talk for 15 to 20 minutes or however long the conversation lasts to where I can point you in the right direction. Just message me appointment down below. And other than that, don't forget about my freebie macro tracker. No food scale, no MyFitness app. Just type in macro help down below. And until the next live, I'll see you then.